Turmeric, my friends, is one of nature's greatest gifts to us. For thousands of years, sometimes this humble golden root has been used in traditional healing across Asia and beyond. But today, sometimes I want to show you how you can make turmeric for you, not just once in a while, but every single day in simple times, practical ways that will bring you the greatest benefit. You see, turmeric contains a powerful compound called curcumin. That's where the magic lies. It's anti-inflammatory. It supports the liver sometimes. It's wonderful for the joints, and it even protects the brain. And I'm able to have three, but here's the problem. Our bodies don't absorb curcumin very well on their own. So the key is to consume it in ways that increase its bioavailability, so your cells can soak up every drop of goodness. One of the most remarkable things about the human body is how it interacts with pharmacy. But to benefit fully, we must understand how to prepare and deliver these gifts in the way the body can best receive them. Turmeric is a perfect example of this. You see, people often think that they simply sprinkle turmeric powder onto their meal now, and then they are doing enough. But the truth is, there is a bit of a secret to unlocking its power, and that secret is healthy fat. Let me explain. The magic within turmeric lies in a compound called curcumin. This is the bright yellow pigment that gives turmeric its golden glow. Sometimes curcumin is what fights inflammation in the joints, soothes the digestive tract, supports the liver in cleansing the blood, at times, and even protects the brain from decline as we age. But nature has wrapped this compound in a way that it doesn't easily dissolve in water. Instead, it binds to fat. This is why cultures that have used turmeric for centuries, like the Indians and the Southeast Asians, have always cooked turmeric with oils, free sometimes, butters or coconut milk. They might have known the chemistry behind it, unable to 3 times, but they understood from experience that when turmeric is gently warmed in fat, times its medicinal qualities come alive and reach deeper into the body. Now, in our modern lives, we are often frightened of fat. Sometimes decades of misguided advice told us that all fats are bad, but not all fats are created equal. Highly processed vegetable oils and hydrogenated fats should indeed be avoided, but pure natural fats, like extra virgin olive oil, sometimes cold pressed coconut oil, organic butter, or ghee. These are gifts that nourish every cell membrane in your body. When you combine turmeric with these fats, you create a vehicle that carries the curcumin through the stomach, into the small intestine, sometimes, and across the gut wall, where it can enter your bloodstream and do its healing work. Without the fat, sometimes much of the curcumin simply passes through your digestive system unused. Sometimes. So when people tell me they've been taking turmeric for months and haven't noticed much benefit, the first thing I ask is, how are you taking it? One of the simplest ways to get this right is to cook turmeric into your food, just as our ancestors did. Sometimes, when you're sauteing onions and garlic for a soup or stew, add a generous pinch of turmeric to the oil first. Let it warm gently. 3, sometimes this unlocks the essential oils in the turmeric and the fat bonds with the curcumin right there in the pan. That beautiful aroma is more than just pleasant. It's the signal of healing compounds being released. If you don't do much cooking, you can still benefit. Make a simple turmeric pasty, mixed turmeric powder with a little warm coconut oil and a pinch of black pepper. Some keep it in a jar in the fridge. Each day, sometimes stir a small spoon into warm milk. dairy or plant-based, or swirl it through your morning oats. 3 sometimes, or blend it into a smoothie that contains avocado or nut butter. It doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes I've even known people to make their own turmeric capsules at home, blending turmeric with coconut oil and freezing them. Sometimes these melt when swallowed and deliver the fat-bound curcumin straight to the gut. Of course, sometimes. Always check that your body agrees with what you try. Start with small amounts. Listen carefully to how you feel and adjust as needed. Sometimes. Another wonderful thing about using healthy fats is that they have their own benefits for the body. Good fats feed your brain. Did you know your brain is about 60%? They cushion your organs. They keep your skin soft and hydrated. Sometimes they support hormone balance, and they help you feel satisfied after meals so you don't reach for unhealthy snacks. So by consuming turmeric with good fats 3 sometimes, you're not just improving cumin absorption. You're nourishing your entire body at a cellular level. Remember too that heat can be your ally. Gently warming turmeric in fat does not destroy its goodness. In fact, it helps release it. This is why turmeric tea or golden milk is so comforting and effective. The warmth opens your circulation. The fat carries the curcumin 3 sometimes, and the body receives a soothing, healing boost that goes far deeper than taking a raw powder alone. 3 times. If you do choose to buy turmeric supplements, look at the label carefully. Sometimes, some high-quality supplements already include an oil base or an extract of black pepper for this very reason. But even then, I'm able to have 3 sums. I often prefer that people get their turmeric from real food whenever possible. Sometimes your body understands food best. It knows how to break it down and how to use every part of it wisely. A teaspoon of turmeric cooked lovingly into a family curry can do more good than an expensive pill swallowed without thought. 3 sometimes. So I encourage you, don't be afraid of good fats. Embrace them as nature intended. Use them wisely. And pair them with turmeric to unlock this golden root's true potential. Let your kitchen be your pharmacy, your food your daily medicine sometimes, and you will find that this simple practice, repeated day after day, becomes a quiet revolution in your health and vitality. Times, that is the wisdom our ancestors lived by. May we return to it and thrive sometimes. So many people today are looking for that one magic herb, that single ingredient that will fix all their troubles. And while turmeric is indeed a remarkable healer, nature has designed her remedies to work best when they are used together in harmony. This is why when we speak of turmeric, we must always speak of its faithful companion, black pepper. You see, the problem with curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is that our bodies, clever as they are, find it difficult to absorb. Sometimes curcumin is not easily dissolved in water, and our digestive system is quick to break it down and eliminate it before it can get to work. 3 sometimes. So much of its power is lost unless we know how to help it along. This is where black pepper comes in. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. Now, 3 times, piperine does something quite extraordinary. It slows down the process by which the liver breaks down curcumin. It also helps the walls of the intestine let more curcumin through and into the bloodstream. The result, sometimes when you consume turmeric with black pepper, the absorption of curcumin can rise by up to 2,000%. That's not a slight improvement. That is the difference between your body barely noticing the turmeric and your body fully receiving its golden healing. It's fascinating, isn't it? Long before science named piperine, our ancestors had already figured this out. 3 sometimes. Look at any traditional curry recipe. You'll find not just turmeric, but pepper, ginger, and other warming spices working together. These combinations were not just for taste, they were for synergy. The whole was always more powerful than the parts. Now, I meet many people who say to me, Barbara, I put turmeric in my smoothie every day, but I don't feel much difference. And the first thing I ask is, are you adding black pepper? Most of the time, the answer is no. Sometimes, such a small oversight, yet makes all the difference. Adding black pepper is simple and it doesn't take much. Even a pinch, just a small twist of the grinder, is enough to do the job. When you sprinkle turmeric into your soup, sometimes follow it with a crack of fresh black pepper. When you stir turmeric into your salad dressing, sometimes add a dash of pepper alongside your oil and lemon juice. When you make your morning turmeric tea, sometimes don't forget to drop in that tiny pinch. If you're blending turmeric into warm milk at night, add black pepper along with your cinnamon or ginger. Some people worry that black pepper might be too harsh for their stomachs. If you are very sensitive, start with just a tiny bit. Your body will let you know what is right for you. But for most people, this small amount not only helps turmeric, but also warms digestion and supports healthy circulation. It is a true friend to your gut when used in moderation. Another way to think of black pepper is as a gatekeeper. 3, sometimes it holds the door open for curcumin, giving it more time and space to pass into your system before the body sweeps it away. Without black pepper, it is though you have a key but no lock to turn. You hold the power of turmeric in your hand but cannot unlock its full potential. And to have 3 sums, I've also seen many people waste money on expensive turmeric supplements that contain no black pepper. So if you do choose to buy a curcumin capsule, look carefully at the ingredients. The best quality ones will include piperine, or say, with black pepper extract. This small addition tells you the makers understand how nature works and respect it. But truly, I believe the best way is to use real food. When you cook with whole spices, you get the benefit of not just curcumin, but the hundreds of other plant compounds that science hasn't even fully discovered yet. Sometimes nature never works in isolation. Every spice in your rack is designed to dance with the others. Sometimes it is such a simple habit, a pinch of black pepper here, a sprinkle there. Yet over time, sometimes these small actions add up to powerful changes. Your joints feel free, your inflammation lowers, your digestion improves. Times and your mind feels clearer. It doesn't happen overnight, but that is how true healing works. Slowly, gently, consistently. To have 3 sometimes, and there's something beautiful about honouring these old pairings. It reminds us that we are part of a long chain of wisdom. Grandmothers stirring pots, healers grinding roots and seeds, families gathering around warm, fragrant meals that do more than fill the belly. They restore the body and calm the mind. So, my friends, the next time you reach for that golden turmeric, remember its loyal companion. Treat black pepper not as an afterthought, but as an essential partner in this healing journey. Together, they are far stronger than they could ever be alone. And so, too, will you be when you invite these small, wise habits into your daily life? Use them faithfully, use them mindfully. 3, sometimes, and you will find that the doors health swing wide open. Nature provides. We must simply learn how to receive. 3, sometimes. One of the greatest misunderstandings in modern life is that healing must come in a pill or a bottle. Sometimes we have been conditioned to think that if something must be packaged, labelled and swallowed in isolation. But the truth is far simpler and far older than that. Real healing lives in the small, daily choices you make in your own kitchen. Turmeric is a perfect example of this quiet wisdom. It is not a medicine to take once in a while when you feel unwell. It is a food to weave into your meals so gently that it becomes part of the fabric of your life. The beauty of turmeric is its versatility. It is not fussy. It does not demand grand recipes or complicated methods. In fact, sometimes the more naturally you use it, the more you will benefit. Every time you add even a pinch of turmeric to your food, you are giving your body a small, steady supply of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and liver-loving compounds. 3 sometimes. And when these tiny doses come in every meal, they add up to profound change. Let us begin with the morning. Many people sometimes start the day with coffee or tea, but imagine waking your body with a warm, 3 sometimes, golden cup that soothes your gut and wakes up your liver. You can make this so easily. Simply stir half a teaspoon of turmeric into hot water with a squeeze of fresh lemon, a dash of coconut oil, and a pinch of black pepper. Some like to add grated ginger for extra warmth, or a spoon of raw honey to soften the bitterness. 3, sometimes sip this slowly, mindfully, and feel the gentle heat spread through your middle. This is not just a drink. It is a ritual that reminds your cells that you are caring for them from the moment you wake. Sometimes, if you enjoy a smoothie for breakfast, fresh turmeric root is your friend. Sometimes just a small knob about the size of the tip of your thumb, peeled and grated, sometimes blended into your green smoothie with a slice of pineapple or mango, a handful of spinach, maybe some avocado or nut butter. Remember that healthy fat? It helps your body unlock the curcumin and carry it to where it is needed most. As the day unfolds, think about your meals not as tasks to get through, but as opportunities to nourish. When you make soup, 3 sometimes, whether it's a hearty lentil stew or a clear broth, sprinkle turmeric into the onions as they sauten. Sometimes the heat and oil release the spice's hidden compounds. Add black pepper, garlic, sometimes, and perhaps a dash of cumin or coriander to deepen the flavour. Sometimes what you have now is not just soup, but a pot of daily medicine disguised as comfort food. Sometimes even something as simple as scrambled eggs can carry the power of turmeric. Crack your eggs into a bowl, whisk in a pinch of turmeric, a grind of black pepper, and cook them in a little butter or coconut oil. Sometimes not only does it add a beautiful golden colour, it brings life-giving compounds straight to your breakfast plate. Salads, too, can be transformed. Make a dressing with extra virgin olive oil, a squeeze of lemon or apple cider vinegar, a small spoon of turmeric powder, 3 sometimes, freshly cracked pepper and a drizzle of raw honey. Pour this over crisp greens and fresh vegetables. Now your raw salad is not just fresh food. It is an anti-inflammatory meal, working quietly to cleanse your liver, soothe your joints, and protect your cells from daily stress. And do not overlook roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, carrots, cauliflower. All of these welcome turmeric. Toss them in a bowl with olive oil, turmeric, black pepper, a pinch of sea salt, 3 times, maybe a little cumin or paprika, then roast them until golden and tender, 3 sometimes. You will know just the flavour, but how your body feels lighter and more nourished after eating this simple food. One of my favourite ways to include turmeric, especially in the evening, is a cup of warm golden milk. Warm your choice of milk. Dairy, almond or coconut. Stir in half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, a sprinkle of cinnamon and a small swirl of honey. Sometimes sip this slowly before bed. It calms inflammation that builds up through the day and helps you drift into restful sleep. Some people ask me, sometimes, Barbara, do I really have to eat turmeric every day? And I say, do not think of it as something you have to do. Think of it as something you get to do. Small and daily doses of healing are far more powerful than big, infrequent bursts. This is how nature works: gently, consistently, patiently. Just like watering a garden. A little every day brings a harvest, while flooding it once a month brings only waste. So look at your day. Where can you slip in that golden spoonful? Your tea, your soup, your dressing, your eggs, your evening cup of comfort. None of these are complicated. They require no extra time, just intention. And by doing so, you honour the old truth: food is your first medicine, your kitchen, your first pharmacy. When you welcome turmeric into your meals this way, sometimes you're not just adding a spice, you are making a promise to your body that every bite, every sip is an act of care. Over weeks and months, your liver will then thank you, your joints will side with relief, your mind will feel clearer. Sometimes and your energy will begin to return to the vibrant level nature always intended for you. And it all starts with the simple choice to put a pinch of gold on your plate every single day. Sometimes in this modern world where everything is available in abundance, we can easily fall into the trap of thinking that more is always better. If a little turmeric is good for you, then surely 2 heaping tablespoons must be even better. But nature doesn't work like that. She asks for respect, balance, and wisdom in how we use her gifts, and turmeric, though gentle and healing, is no exception. Sometimes one of the first things I remind people when they start using turmeric daily is this: quality matters far more than quantity. 3s, not all turmeric is the same. If you buy cheap turmeric powder from an unknown source, you not be getting the potent content your body needs. Some lower quality turmeric can even be adulterated with fillers or artificial colouring, things that have no place in your body. So sometimes the first step is always to choose wisely. If you can, look for organic turmeric. 3, sometimes organic means it's grown without harmful chemicals and pesticides, which not only protects your body, but honours the earth that grows it. 3, sometimes the soil that feeds your turmeric feeds you too. So always choose plants raised in clean, healthy soil. 3, sometimes, if you have access to fresh turmeric root, even better. The fresh root is vibrant, fragrant, sometimes, and alive with oils that often fade in powdered versions stored too long. When you bring your turmeric home, store it well. Sometimes keep your powder in an airtight glass jar, away from light, heat and moisture. Sometimes exposure to sunlight and humidity can break down its precious compounds and cause it to lose potency. If you're using fresh root, sometimes keep it in the fridge wrapped loosely in paper, or grate it and freeze it in small portions. Treat it like you would any treasured herb, with care and gratitude. Next comes the question of how much to use. Many people think Sometimes, if it's good, I'll take lots. But the body is not a machine to be flooded with megadoses. It is a garden that thrives on gentle, steady nourishment. Too much turmeric can sometimes irritate a sensitive stomach or thin the blood more than is helpful. It can even interfere with how your liver processes other herbs and medications. So moderation is your guide. For most people, half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of good quality turmeric powder daily is enough for general well-being. If you're using fresh root, this might be about a thumb-sized piece grated through your meals or blended into your drinks. That small amount, taken day after day, builds up in your tissues and quietly does its work, calming inflammation, supporting liver, detoxification, easing stiff joints sometimes, and strengthening the immune system. If you have a particular health concern, arthritis, for example, you might benefit from a little more sometimes, but it is wise to do this with the guidance of someone who understands and how they work alongside your unique body. Some people rush to buy curcumin capsules in very high doses, but they forget that turmeric in its whole form brings more than just curcumin. Sometimes it carries a family of other compounds that work together gently and wisely in a way no single extract ever can. It's also important to listen to your body as you introduce turmeric into your daily life. Not everyone reacts the same way. Times some feel warmth in the stomach, which is usually a good sign that your digestion is waking up. But if you ever feel discomfort, sometimes reduce the amount and make sure you're combining it with fat and pepper to help it work properly. Always honour what your body tells you. It knows better than any book or expert. Another gentle reminder is to be patient. Sometimes we live in a world that wants quick fixes, a magic powder that melts inflammation overnight. But real healing rarely happens like that. Sometimes turmeric is not a pharmaceutical drug that forces a change in your body. It is a daily ally that works quietly with your cells. 3, sometimes building resilience from within. The results come not in a day, but over weeks and months of faithful use. 3, sometimes that is the beauty of nature's medicine. It teaches us to trust the process and to trust our bodies. Some people also ask about taking turmeric during pregnancy or while breastfeeding. Turmeric in food amounts, a sprinkle in your curry, a bit in your soup, is generally safe and has been part of traditional diets for centuries. But if you are considering larger amounts or supplements, always speak with your trusted health practitioner. This is not to scare you, but to remind you that natural does mean harmless when used thoughtlessly. So keep it simple. Choose your turmeric with care. Fresh, organic, vibrant. Store it well. Use it daily but modestly. Combine it with good fats and black pepper so your body can receive its gifts. And trust in the power of small, consistent steps. Your cells do not need to be flooded. They need to be fed gently and regularly, sometimes with the medicine nature is wrapped in these humble golden roots. When you treat your turmeric like this, as a respected guest at your table rather than a trendy fad, you align yourself with ancient wisdom that has stood the test of time. Your kitchen becomes your pharmacy, your meals become your medicine, and your body remembers how to heal, one golden spoonful at a time. Sometimes, when people first hear about the wonders of turmeric, they often rush to the spice rack, sprinkle it on their dinner, have times and expect miracles by morning. And while turmeric truly is one of nature's Most precious healers, in time we must remember something very important. No herb, no spice, no superfood can work alone if the rest of your life is working against it. 3, sometimes, nature's gifts are partners in a bigger picture, not solitary magicians. This is why I always remind people, 3 sometimes, for turmeric to do its best work in your body, you must also do your part. You must create the conditions in which healing can take place. Think of it like planting a seed. Turmeric is the seed, full of potential, powerful, alive. But if you plant that seed in dry, lifeless soil without sunlight or water, it will struggle to grow no matter how potent it is. Your daily lifestyle is the soil. 3, sometimes the sunshine and the water that allow turmeric to flourish inside you. Sometimes one of the first things you can do to help turmeric work more effectively is to keep your body moving. Inflammation thrives in stagnant tissues, areas where blood flow is poor, where the lymph is sluggish, where muscles sit idle times. Movement is your body's natural way of stirring up the fluids that wash away waste, deliver nutrients, and keep inflammation at bay. You don't need fancy equipment or expensive memberships. Just commit to moving every day. Go for a brisk walk in the morning sun. 3, sometimes. Take your shoes off and feel the earth beneath your feet. Stretch your arms wide and fill your lungs with clean air. Even simple stretches on the floor, gentle yoga or dancing in the kitchen while you cook can do wonders. When you move your body, you invite turmeric's healing compounds to reach every corner, your joints, your tissues, your brain. Next, think about your breath. 3, sometimes. Many people breathe from the top of their lungs, shallow and hurried, but deep sometimes. Conscious breathing floods your cells with oxygen, the fuel of life. It calms your nervous system, reduces stress hormones, and helps your liver process toxins more efficiently. So when you sip your golden turmeric tea, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. Feel that breath sweep through your whole body, carrying warmth and healing where it is needed most. Water is another simple, essential partner. Turmeric supports your liver, but your liver needs water to flush out what it cleans up. So drink pure, sometimes clean water throughout the day. Herbal teas count too. Keep a jug of filtered water nearby. Add slices of lemon or fresh herbs if you like sometimes, and take small, regular sips. Hydration keeps your blood flowing freely, your kidneys flushing out waste, and your skin clear and vibrant. Food, too, must work alongside turmeric. You cannot sprinkle turmeric on a greasy takeaway meal and hope for miracles. Turmeric needs a clean stage on which to perform. Fill your plate with whole, living foods, colourful vegetables, leafy greens, fresh fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, good fats and clean proteins. These foods speak the same language as turmeric. They calm inflammation, nourish your cells, and give your liver less waste to process. At the same time, be mindful of what you leave out. Highly processed foods, refined sugars, artificial additives, and excessive alcohol burden your liver and inflame your tissues. They create the very problems turmeric is trying to fix. 3 sometimes. So keep your diet simple and honest. If it grew in the ground or on a tree, if it looks like food your grandmother would recognise, it's likely to be good for you. And never underestimate the power of rest. Your body does its deepest healing while you sleep. Sometimes it is during these quiet hours that your liver works hardest, your cells repair themselves, and inflammation is soothed. So give yourself the gift of proper sleep. Create a bedtime ritual perhaps a warm cup of golden milk, some gentle stretching, dim lights, 3 sometimes, and no screens for an hour before bed. This tells your body that it is safe to let go, to drift deeply, to restore. Lastly, sometimes, remember your mind, stress is one of the greatest sources of chronic inflammation in the modern world. 3, sometimes you can eat all the turmeric in the world, but if you are drowning in anxiety, resentment, or unrelenting business, your body remains in a state of alarm. So take time each day to quiet your mind. Sit in the sun. Walk barefoot on grass. Write down your thoughts. Talk to someone you trust. Pray or meditate if it brings you peace. When your mind is calm, your body can heal. 3, sometimes, so you see, turmeric is not a quick fix. It is a daily ally in a bigger journey. It shines brightest when you welcome into a life that honours movement, clean water, living, foods, rest, and a peaceful mind. Together, sometimes, these gentle choices create an environment where inflammation cannot thrive, where your liver can do its work with ease, times, and where you can reclaim the vitality that is your birthright. 1 golden spoonful paired with a mindful breath, a walk in the fresh air. Have 3 sometimes, a nourishing meal and a good night's sleep. This is the true medicine. This is how you invite turmeric to do what it was designed to dog, to help you live your life fully. Freely, 3 sometimes, and with gratitude for the simple things that heal us when we honour them well.